Hey everyone, welcome to Gotham City tonight. Nice cold open. These guys didn't believe me when I said we're going in cold like Mr. Freeze, and here we are. I am here. I am Ryan. I am your usual host. Lexi is still out. She's doing her big move into her big house in her new big studio space. And when she's back, it's going to be we're all going to look really bad because she's going to have this beautiful space dedicated to a studio.
Oh, wow.
My question is, will her studio have a proton pack?
Ooh.
It might.
No, it won't. It'll have, what does Nightwing have? Some sort of grappling hook.
He's got batons. He's got this
and batons. Oh, yeah, he's got his sticks.
He's got
HasLab
sticks.
HasLab sticks.
Well, in case you haven't noticed, I'm here with a couple other dudes. I got Jay here from Geek Dad Life from Toy Geeks every Sunday. He goes live, him and John. They are going to, I even have a link to his merch in the description.
Damn.
Because he's got a whole new merch store. It is amazing. We are getting a Stump That John.
We are?
Yes, we're getting it. Well, not tonight, but we're getting a Stump That John accessory case.
I thought you were going to say a Stump That John North Carolina tree stump.
Yeah.
Like an actual stump. Which I think would be pretty cool.
I also decided that you said it was going to be animated, that little opening, correct?
Yeah, the gentleman that drew it with his bare hands is looking to animate it as well. So
that means we're going to have, I'm announcing it here, folks. There's going to be a Geek Dad Life exclusive lenticular Stump That John carrying case for your accessories. For all your hands, your heads, your wings, your McFarlane guns. We all collect McFarlane guns here. We love them. For all those capes you're not using on your new superpowers because you got new ones from Cape Master, they're going to go in that case too.
I'm against that.
What, replacing the capes?
I don't like customs.
Okay, tell me about your glow-in-the-dark Janine. By the way, folks, the person who's about to reply here, Mr. BAM Studios' #1 buyer due to Egon's Lab playset, one of my really great friends, host, creator of Yes Have Some podcast, co-creator of Toy Anxiety, the Leonardo in all our hearts, Mr. Craig Goldberg.
Hi. Well, thank you for having me. I'm so exhausted. I had no plan. I really was like, I'm going to go to sleep early. Abby went to bed at like 8 o'clock. Jacob's doing Monster Island. I just put up my HasLab Proton Pack video that took me all day. And like every other piece of content I've ever created, as soon as I was done, I went, well, that's a piece of shit. And
2,000 views in an hour.
But then, you know what? Ryan said, let's do this. And I said, okay, I do like the idea of talking about Batman and Batman related things because as I've mentioned on Yes Have Some and Toy Anxiety, Batman is my favorite all-time superhero. My all-time favorite superhero movies happen to be Batman movies, like Batman 89 and The Dark Knight and the highly controversial Dark Knight Rises. So Ryan, thanks for having me. I think this is actually my first time on GCT. So
same.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, this is great for both. Yeah, thank you for both being here.
First timers club.
I know it's a very small show. It's a petite audience as of now, and you're probably going to see a lot of familiar faces as we say hello to the chat.
Hey, there's a bunch of people watching right now.
There is a bunch of people watching right now.
I posted links everywhere.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Highly Articulated is here. Rolando, Shiny Plastic People, My Buddy's Custom, Boomstick Saint, Lifetime Toy Collector, Lucha Johnny, Matt Bush, the man who made me cry with the gift that I will be receiving from him. How dare he? The 80s Experience, Danny 6BVV Rodriguez, Brandon 3G, and let's see, we got Jack Knight 73, Silva K, the Silver Surfer herself, Gotham Stalker J. Andrew, the Deadheads.
Hey, this is turning into like the Gotham City Tonight Geek Dad Life Toy Anxiety multiverse, because I'm seeing a lot of the same names. Like we're kind of building out this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a
So,
like a thing here.
I have one ask for all of our fellow friends is hit that subscribe and bell icon to Gotham City Tonight and that like button.
Yes, please. Hang on. Almost done the shout outs here. I'm not at the point where I have to go and so on.
You're gonna, because I think there's like 20 more just went down, but good luck.
Tommy Delco's here. Flash 739, the man who almost won the kaiju race on Sunday on Geek Dad Life. Riley Bob. Oh my gosh. Laka Framalama. That's an amazing name. The most petite, as a heads up. Thunderhouse Design. Dustin McFrickelstein.
It's a Finkelstein.
Finkelstein. Thank
Finkel
you so much.
Einhorn.
Yeah, Einhorn is Finkel.
Oh wait. So we can't make those jokes anymore.
No.
It's done. No, I love this. This is Ryan, thanks for having me, man. This is cool. Yeah.
Thank you everyone for tuning in and hanging out.
Because I told Ryan we talk about our content creation platforms and hubs, and I said, listen, this is going to be Batman Theory, right? This in 2 years, this will be the biggest DC Gotham City Batman centric show, and it's going to happen with consistent live streams, which Ryan refuses to miss streams, which is already, you have a leg up over basically everybody who's ever tried to do this ever. And I told Ryan after his third episode, you've made it further than most streams and podcasts ever do. So this is amazing, man. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, this is fun. I have been a Batman fan since '89.
A Bat fan
Since Batmania. Excited to be here.
Mine only starts, like, here's the funny. So as a lot of you know, and for anyone who doesn't know, I grew up on a farm. So when you live on a farm back in the 80s, you have 2 channels. You actually have 3 channels, but one of them is all in French. And that's just how things go in Canada sometimes. I can't help that.
That's how I've heard it.
So for a lot of the time, I was introduced to franchises via toys. I didn't see the cartoons first. Like, I didn't see G.I. Joe first. I saw, or Turtles first, or like just real Ghostbusters. I saw that all on the toy shelves first. Then I would see it on Saturday mornings because it would usually be like a season late sometimes or whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyways, that's how I was introduced to a lot of things. And the same was with Batman. Because again, I got that, went to the Shell station, got gas, came with a free superpower. And that's how I got Batman.
I still love that.
Yeah.
So,
they didn't do that here.
You just fill up gas like, here's your superpower.
Yeah, well, you know what we got here in Atlanta was if you got gas at the BP, you got a baseball that I was convinced, even though it said replica, that was signed by the entire 1991 Atlanta Braves. And I was like, man, it's crazy. They have like 100 of these just back there, giving them out to people. I kept that in, like, you know, when you're a kid, you kind of lie to yourself a little bit. And I was like, yeah, this is real. It's probably real. It might be real.
I did that with a Tony Gwynn one, and I had a Babe Ruth one. I was like, no, this is really a Babe Ruth signed ball. I was like, no, it's not. It says right there. I was like, no.
I used to open, I would get like 91, 92 Fleer, like a Michael Jordan card, and be like, well, this is a rookie card. To me, it's a rookie. So it's worth like $1,000. It wasn't.
But this is the first appearance of Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 379.
Yeah, it's the first appearance that I've seen today.
But, you know, there's something to that, like, and it's probably the same for all 3 of us, right? It's why we're so, like, in the toy verse of things. But yeah, it's like the connecting with a toy or a property because of the toys. And while I did see Batman in theaters because my dad took me, but he also, like, I remember we went to a KB Toys at the mall and they had like the full display of the Toy Biz Batman stuff and got, you know, the Toy Biz Batman and Bob the Goon. And then for my birthday, I got Joker and Robin and the Batcave.
See, to me, those Toy Biz figures, the packaging is so burned into my brain because like it's like
that gold.
Like you felt kind of like, oh, these toys are made of gold.
Even the DC superheroes ones, like the Lex Luthor you just bought.
Yeah,
like those ones. Like, no, everyone knows I love a good Toy Biz toy.
You love a good Toy Biz toy.
Let's be real. Lex Luthor and the Penguin were severe peg warmers.
Oh yeah,
they were penguin warmers.
Penguin warmers,
which is bad for penguins.
Oh, well, I always kind of figured that penguin. I was always surprised that penguin was a peg warmer because it was the exact same one, but in blue, as Batman Returns, which was also on the shelf at the same time.
Right.
Lex was more though, just because I feel like I still saw that at KB Toys in like 1990.
Him and Two-Face, and Two-Face as well.
Yeah, Two-Face hung around too.
But you're right. Lex Luthor was around for like all the way to Batman and Robin. You could still find him on a shelf.
Around like when they were closing down the KB Toys. I went. There were still a couple sitting there.
still never left. no one still bought them.
It's so crazy. People talk about the KB Toys discounts all of the time, and I went to KB all the time growing up. It was a staple. Well,
sure.
Shortening out a little bit here. But I don't like, I kind of remember like the deep discount, the famous 3 for $10 bin.
Yeah.
And did you see this thing that came out recently that kind of blew my mind about the 3 for? Was that you that posted that, Jay?
I know it was Dinosaur Dracula that I saw.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah,
yeah, like where it was pre-printed, the little red.
Yeah, those were not handwritten price tags. Which is amazing.
Didn't live by those discounts. I would buy a toy line that I didn't give 2 craps about, but if it was 3 for $10, I'd be like, all right, let me take this toy line for a ride.
I'm pretty sure that's how I got the entire set of Power Pack Heroes. For my birthday. Like I got that entire wave for my birthday one year. And I was always, and it was like the biggest deal to me because it was like, I've never gotten an entire wave of toys. That's like it was such a huge thing. And it was like, wow. And you don't realize it when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Because you're just so, you appreciate that you got like this really cool gift. And then you get older and then you kind of realize like, oh, yeah, I see. These were probably already discounted.
Wait, so you got Eternia playsets, but you couldn't get a wave of like 5 figures? What is going on over there?
Oh, I will give you a heads up on how gifts and getting things worked when I was a kid.
Okay.
So my parents would kind of go all out for my birthday, and they would go out and they'd go all super all out on Christmas.
Sure.
I didn't get a lot in between.
Okay, yeah, similar.
Right? So like occasionally I would get something like if we were going on a vacation, like any other kid really. So that's like, and it's I must have been like the easiest kid to buy for. They would be like, oh yeah, grab 2 of those. So I'd be like, I'll get Battle Beasts. Battle Beasts are like what, $3 for a 2-pack back then? So it's
I mean, my big thing was living vicariously through my younger brother, because I got to this point once I grew out of Ninja Turtles, you know, early 90s, I got really into sports. So like basketball was my number one fandom. So it was like collecting basketball cards, starting lineup was my action figure thing. But I would still, like, through my younger brother, like encourage him to collect and to buy. So it was like, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Bucky O'Hare, like Swamp Thing. And like, I kind of was like doing that thing where I was like, well, I'm not really into this, but I just want to make sure we have it around, But by time, once the late 90s hit, I was back in collecting wrestling figures hardcore. And that was kind of the time where I started really reminiscing, especially like talking about Batman. Like Batman 89 made such a huge impression on me as a kid. Like just the entire, like that's like, besides Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles, that's like the third, like, ingrained part of my fandom, right? Because I just have so many specific memories of that time and those t-shirts and those toys, and like it's kind of hard to explain to people who didn't live through it what that phenomenon was like. But like, remember when Napoleon Dynamite came out and you couldn't go anywhere without seeing somebody with like a Napoleon Dynamite shirt or the gas station? Yeah, that's what it was like. Like there was just Joker, Jack Nicholson Joker and Batman merch everywhere, every gas station, every store.
Posters
just
everywhere, stickers.
But you know,
cards.
I do have this question to this esteemed dais of toy aficionados. For me, like my Batman fandom, Toy Biz Batman, Toy Biz Superheroes, and then of course the illustrious Kenner, Dark Knight collection and Batman Returns, and then Batman Returns Series 2. But then I started to get pissed off because starting with Batman Forever, they went so hard into the gimmicks, they weren't giving me like regular Batman and Robin.
Right.
And
Right.
And they started doing the hard capes and everything like that. I was just like, these aren't good Batman figures. And then I rage quit until Mattel came back or got the license in, what was it, 2001 or 2002, their Batman line. And then I was 100% back in.
So I'm totally with you on this. And here's the thing that like, I agree. Like I loved like my memories and my love for Batman Forever, my nostalgia with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was off the hook because I loved Batman Returns so much.
Yeah.
Probably thank Pfeiffer for that, probably more than anything else. That movie just rules.
Yes.
And but then we were getting Robin. We were finally getting Robin.
Yes.
And I couldn't have been more excited. So then we get like, what was it? We got Street Biker Robin. So he's just wearing a headband. Looks like something from the Warriors.
That one pissed me off.
I only got it recently, and then got it. Everything is just I just pick it off like a tree, and then but look at the artwork on these things, like the deep dive Robin.
I appreciate them now, but I was pissed. I went to Toys R Us and couldn't find a normal Robin.
This was the closest I could find to a normal Robin at the time.
See, I like the Street Biker Robin because to me that's like the closest to angry, brooding. My parents were murdered last night. I don't want to deal with the press. Your family must be halfway to Metropolis by now. I was like, they said it.
That's the set, but that was like a Warner Brothers store exclusive, at least in where I lived, because that didn't come out until like a year later, but it was at the Warner Brothers store. And I was like, fuck, why wasn't this at retail? Because this was the one that I got before. It was at the Jet Sled one or whatever. But even still, that cape looks better, but it's still not black on the backside. And the R is the wrong R. It's not his Robin.
It's still the concept art R.
Yeah.
Right? Which is just like, to me, this is like the but you're right. Like, and things got bigger there. They started doing the McFarlane arm thing. You know what I mean? Where everything's kind of like half twisted.
Yeah.
And I kind of blame whatchamacallit. I kind of blame McFarlane, and I kind of blame
it's totally McFarlane's fault.
And I actually sort of blame Turtles about this as well.
Really? Well, listen, I can't tell you.
Turtles kind of had that as well.
I can't tell you which one was a Warner Brothers store exclusive, because anytime I was in the Warner Brothers store, I was all about them Tasmanian Devil denim jackets. That's basically as far as I got.
Okay, but did you ever like? Because my mom worked in a mall, so I would just wander around the mall all the time, like from
everything you just said sounds amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
But so I used to just hang out in the Warner Brothers store I guess a 10-year-old, and those employees must have like thought I was some asshole lost kid or somewhere. What parent would let the kid wander around?
That's really funny.
But I would just, did you ever like go into the back where the expensive art was? Like, and I was just like, this is high society.
And it's like, if I had $8,000 right now, this framed and mounted Daffy Duck would be coming home with me hardcore. I last year, I think it was my birthday or Christmas or something. Jacob Walsh from YHS gave me one of the original catalogs, the Warner Brothers store catalog, right about that Batman 89 time. So it's like, it's the perfect combination of Batman, Full House, Perfect Strangers, like all those, WB had their stronghold, their hooks in on American pop culture at the time.
But the Warner Brothers store was a great place to get DC stuff still. Like, remember those like 12-inch, old school style, like Superman, Batman, Robin, and they were they like Applause or something, and they had like
they were they had the Applause figures there, and I think See, I only remember this from photos because we didn't have the Warner Brothers store up in
Oh,
Canada.
I'm so sorry.
I had to live like it's fine. I had Eternia. It was a trade-off. And so so I'd always look at photos like of the stores, right? Like Kevin
Yeah.
Smith used to post like photos, and I'd be like, you could buy animation cells from Batman the animated series.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
you
got
kidding?
we've got 3 of the 4 Batman Forever like 12-inch statues.
Oh,
I need the Batman one. Actually, somebody's supposed to send it to me, but it's been like 2 years. I don't think it's coming. But that's another story for another day. And I mean, really just I mean, we're all in that age bracket, like 90s mall culture. Like you can't, like, again, it's one of those things like you go to a mall now and it's just not even close to what it was. Like,
well, when Stranger Things season 3 came out,
yeah.
They were even out on the news being like, there's been an influx of teenagers at the mall.
Yeah, for like a day. For like 3
oh,
days.
it was for that summer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right? But they didn't come back after summer.
Well,
because then COVID.
I feel like they don't have the entertainment. Like when you were a punk kid, you had good toy stores, you had good music stores, you had good movie stores, you probably
had boy bands. You had boy bands showing up at the malls.
Yeah. Oh, right.
To test out their material.
And you had arcades in there, you had food courts in there, like you had everything you needed.
I mean, when I took driving school at the mall. The in-person classes were in the back of Sears, and we would get a lunch break on the weekends, and this was 1999, and this is right when the Phantom Menace toys are hitting.
Yeah.
So I'm in driving school on my lunch break.
Nice.
Hitting up wherever, some the most amazing Chinese food I've ever had that day. And then I'm going to KB. And I'm hanging out and I'm buying toys. I'll never forget this guy in my driving class told me that he had been talking to Natalie Portman online. He hadn't
Me too.
been. No,
I still am.
None of you were. I remember he was like, "Hey, don't tell anybody. Keep this on the lowdown." But Natalie Portman and me are friends on AOL, and I was like, "We shouldn't talk anymore. I'm going back to KB."
What's her AIM handle? Natalie. I'm really Natalie Portman.
I'm really playing Padme 22.
Yeah. If someone could get me her ICQ number, let me know.
Oh my god. Yeah, but I mean, I think like and coming into the Batman Returns, the marketing for all of those toy lines was, if you have the Batman 89 VHS, there's that Warner Brothers store like advertisement, like like you're like, hold on, should we watch the movie or should we go get the catalog right now and start ordering stuff? Batman Returns, lots of tie-ins, the McDonald's tie-in. I still like the cups.
Well, the Happy Meal toys too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, I know everybody always talks about the Batman Forever McDonald's glasses.
Yeah.
But to me, they're great. And everybody, like, they're in every household somehow. At least the ones I hang out at, which is just my own. So you see how like but the cups, the big like McDonald's,
the big plastic cups with the
people
Frisbees?
forget the big cups, like the Dream Team cups, the Batman Returns cups, and
Jurassic Park had cups.
Jurassic Park, and it was just, and then the cereal promotion. When we first, I don't know if it was during eBay hangs or Toy Anxiety or whatever, but for a long time on eBay, there was a guy who was one of the kids who won the Batman Returns cereal giveaway, and he still had the entire thing. Everything's still in package, selling as a lot with the certificate from whatever, General Mills or Kellogg's or whatever. Everybody left. It's fine. And now I'm in the show talking to myself. Yes, you've got your Batman tortilla chips. I love those.
My Batman tortilla chips with Coin Bank. Come on, it was a glorious time. If you wanted snacks and food products,
amazing. You have one of those. That's awesome.
But I was so tempted because
still in there.
I'll never forget
eat them.
The back of the cereal box that had this great display of all the Kenner figures. And what is this? Was Batman Returns 92? So I'm
91, wasn't it?
91, 92. I'm 8 years old, 7 years old. And I remember asking my dad, like, it's so funny now because my dad could give a fuck about any of this stuff. But I remember we saw Batman Returns. I was looking at the back of the toys and I asked my dad, I was like, Dad, why is there a Robin toy if Robin's not in the movie? I asked my dad, like, he's just like, it's your dad. He'll have the answer. And he was just like, oh. He was like, yeah, he was. He's like, yeah, he was. He was in the movie. I was like, oh, we saw it last night. Okay.
My dad worked at a ice skating rink, and he was just like, what, I can't remember his name, but there was a guy that worked there, like behind the skate sharpening booth or whatever. And he was like the comic book nerd. He's like, I don't know, Jay, but let's go ask so and so.
He took
like,
you.
let me bestow you the wisdom.
That's really funny.
But awesome. I got some ephemera as well. The Batman Returns cups are great, but I think nothing will beat the Taco Bell Batman 89 cups.
I love that.
Yeah, that's great art.
And
it is great art.
It gave you the Batmobile as well as stats for the Batman.
Very nice.
I love all of the key art they use for Batman 89 because a lot of it is really comic book inspired, you know, like
because it was. Do you know who did the art, Craig? By chance?
No,
I thought maybe you might have looked it up.
No.
It is Jose Luis Garcia Lopez.
Okay.
Did the art for this, for Batman 89, Batman Returns, and Batman Forever.
Okay.
And he also did all the art and the style guides in 1980s, meaning all the superpowers toys are based off his artwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So he got to go through, not only did he do superpowers, he got to do all the peak 80s Batman movies. Like, that's awesome.
Right.
But what's cool about this cup is I got this from Taco Bell in 1989.
That's your original cup. It's your original cup.
It's the official cup.
The only way I still have it is I went with my grandma and we got these. Again, I was like obsessed with Batman in 89. So we went and got it. But I like threw a fit or something like that. And then she took it away from me because I was being a little shithead.
She decupped you.
Yes. And she just put it away. She put it away. And she was like, that old time grandma, like, a year later, like, and I'd see it like tucked away in the cabinet or something. And like, hey, grandma, can I have the Batman? I was like, nope.
No. What did you do, Jay?
Whoa, Jay, what did you do?
She was, again, love her to death and the sweetest, but she was intense. Like she was not a lovey-dovey grandma. But anyway, years later, like in my 20s, she was like, all right, I'm giving this to you now.
Wow.
You earned it.
You earned it.
Another big part, I mean, again, we're all same age bracket. The Batman 66 reruns would be on all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would stay up in the summer. Like I'd go visit my dad's house for 6 weeks during the summer and just be bored, and I would just stay up. Like there would be multiple times, like a week. I was like, I would just watch episodes of Batman 66.
Oh yeah.
And the intro, trying to figure out if it was going to be a Batgirl episode. It was like gambling for me. Like, come on, Yvonne Craig, let's do it. And she's only in like 4 episodes, probably. Like, I mean, what is that? Show was on for 3 seasons, so
she's stunning in every episode.
She's great. You know what?
That purple suit.
I heard the reason they canceled that new Batgirl is because they watched it and they were like, she's not up to par. It's not up to Yvonne Craig.
I like that they kept the purple though.
I dare McFarlane to make that figure. Please.
I dare her. I dare him to. I know he's watching. So
come on, Todd.
I am hoping he makes that. In fact, that was supposed to be the whole topic today too. Like, do we feel that as these, it's hard to my nostalgia really takes over when it comes to Batman collecting, and it takes over hard.
Right.
And nostalgia is a hell of a drug. And once you get addicted to that nostalgia, it's hard to wean off of it.
That's true.
And it's hard to appreciate sometimes the stuff we get modern because we're still so fixated on what we had as kids.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know that the 3 of us specifically, we all love our nostalgia, but I do notice that we all like our modern toys and stuff as well. And we know when something's good and we know when something's not so good. To put it lightly, and and so what do you feel is missing with today's whether it be Jazzwares, whether it be McFarlane? I kind of feel like something's missing, and I can't quite place it because it seems like Jazzwares, when they did the Batman toys, they felt like old school style Batman toys, even though they were a little smaller.
Right.
However,
Right.
McFarlane just, I don't know why it's just not connecting with me like it should be. And how are you guys feeling on like stuff that Jazzwares is putting out, whether it's the gimmicky Batman stuff?
Well, I think the Jazzware stuff's really cool, but one of the hard sells for me is, and when you talk to casual toy collectors, I sometimes get the notion that they don't really realize the true difference between a 3 3/4 figure and something like a real Ghostbusters figure or a Kenner Batman figure. They're not the same size. So for me,
No.
when I think 3 3/4 action figures, I go to G.I. Joe and Star Wars. That's just where my brain goes. Obviously, there's been lots of other ones, but for me, for a kids focused Batman line, I need a 4 or 5-inch figure. That's why the Superpowers figures are that's, to me, I don't even have real nostalgia for the Superpowers line, but those are the ones that speak to me as a toy collector and as somebody who grew up in the 80s and 90s. That's kind of why I'm not going to go down that road. Even though the Jazzware stuff is cool and all, they're colorful and fun, it just doesn't connect with me as a collector.
Yeah, I with my 2 young kids, my boys, the youngest was never that into superheroes. My youngest, Alex, is.
Oh, it is. Sorry, it is Spin Master Lifelong Toy Collector. You're correct. I always call it say it's Jazzwares.
Wait, isn't it the same company? Am I wrong about that? That's 2 different companies. Yeah, Spin Master, not Jazzwares.
I always say Jazzwares. That's
It's similar type, like small company that also does some big licenses and IPs. But so I got him those the Jazzwares when they first came out. So I got him a Batmobile, I got him the Batman, the Superman, the Cyborg. I don't know what they did, like a bunch of DC.
Wait, Spin Master.
Spin Master. Did I say Jazzwares?
You said Jazzwares.
Yeah, you're doing it too. Yeah, sorry, we're all doing it.
Anyway, the Spin Master stuff. But he didn't like it. He played with it a little bit, but then was done with it. And then at the flea market, I found Mattel. They had remember the Brave and the Bold Batman toys?
Oh yeah, those are great.
Those are fun, and they had like the little, the whatever. But then they did a re-release of, it was like Green Lantern, Superman, and Batman without the those arm attachment things.
Right.
And so I bought those, and he loved those, and they were that larger 4-inch, 5-inch scale. So even for my little kid, 3 or 4 years old, has no connection to that larger scale, preferred that scale for a superhero figure.
Right. That's kind of how I like. To me, like Batman kind of set those standards of a good scale for a toy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like even though I loved G.I. Joe as a kid, and like his real Ghostbusters, even though it's a little bigger, for some reason those like were to me like the perfect scale.
Yeah.
Right. And Toy Biz X-Men, to me, perfect scale.
I think it's the whole like vehicle thing, or like Star Wars, it works because you care more about putting them in a Millennium Falcon or an X-Wing, or G.I. Joe. It's all the different crazy vehicles and play sets,
Right.
Whereas like Batman, like a Batmobile, pretty easy. You know what I mean? It's not that much bigger for a 5-inch scale figure. And a Batcave, whatever, it's just a facade of plastic. So it works better because the playability is much better with a 4-inch, 5-inch scale figure than a 3 3/4-inch figure.
Right. I mean, and I think to me, like, and I think this is where McFarlane DC ultimately misses the mark, because when you talk to our circle of collectors, those are not true. Those are not 6-inch scale figures. They're closer to 7.5, 8 inches at times. And that's like, you're getting close to that 1/8, 1/10 scale, like a Diamond Select. And that's like clearly the worst scale of figures. Like, just in my opinion, like, I don't want to speak for everybody, but like, I love a good 6-inch figure, like a G.I. Joe Classified, Black Series, Plasma Series, whatever, or Marvel Legends, which are just a touch bigger, but like really amazing. So I think where DC, the McFarlane line really kind of drops the ball is the scale. and I think the designs are all good, but listen, I'm not the expert in this, so Ryan, you could probably talk way better about this. It seems like with Marvel Legends, they create such a great balance of new comic releases and old school comic releases.
Yes.
And McFarlane, it just seems like if you're not reading like the last year of like random ass weird Batman shit, like I go there, I'm like, what are these figures? Like, why does Robin have Joker makeup on? And why is this say Batman, but it's like a girl with a tail? Like, what is happening? Like,
here's the other thing that I love that Marvel does as well. Like, it's not even just the balance of that; it's the balance of like, you know, people of color, gender. Like, there's just you can get so much out of like one wave of just whether it's X-Men or Avengers or even the movie stuff, like the MCU figures. I find that like with the McFarlane stuff, it's just Marvel Knights after Marvel Knights, heavy metal. That's what it is.
Right.
DC heavy metal,
Yeah.
DC heavy, and it's just like a different variation on all those. We've got How Many Batman Who Laughs, my favorite character and yours. He's he's everywhere. He's like Carnage, like was in the 90s. He just kind of seems to be everywhere. But I mean, like and I think that's the one thing we're totally missing is some diversity in the characters. And like I love it if it was just a Batman line that he was doing. So we're getting all these Batmans. I'd be like, okay, because this is a Batman line. But this isn't. This is a DC multiverse line.
Right.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten a regular, like just a comic accurate Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Hawkman.
Yep.
Hawkwoman.
I will say that
there's
go ahead.
a lot.
Greg,
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think the movie figures he's done have been pretty good. Like I thought the Justice League figures were pretty good. I collected that line for a while, but I kind of tapped out. But I had like, the Flash and the Cyborg and Batman and Superman and honestly, like the Batman Beyond figure is really good, and the Crimson what is it? What's the Superman when he's in Russia? What's that one called? Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Whatever that one is. I don't think it's Red Dawn, but
no, but I know who you're talking.
Yeah.
Crimson Dawn.
Crimson Dawn.
Red Crimson.
Superman in Russia. We'll call him that.
Red Sun.
There it is. Those are all great, man. Those are some cool figures. And like somebody said it in the chat earlier, like when they roll out a Flash line, if there's a Keaton Batman, they put out that Batmobile, like of course that's like
I'm just waiting.
That's day one.
That is like, day one. And I know there's a part of me that too is like, do I just wait for that thing to go on discount? That Batmobile?
Oh, I'm all in.
I have a feeling that's going to be a hot item.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey. Imagine what the first 2 weeks of that are going to be.
Do you remember when Real Ghostbusters came out?
The Kenner Classics?
In 2020, the Kenner Classics.
Oh, yeah.
And there were Ghostbusters fans that were writing about how they were pretending to be Hasbro employees to check to see if the stock was there so that they could get them. That's what I'm going to do. I work for DC. I need to see your stock. I need to see your Batmobile.
I was in the house for months. The second those Ghostbusters toys hit, I was just like, I felt like I was like on Lost or something. I was like, I'm getting my equipment, get my gloves on, my mask.
Nothing was stopping you.
And I'm all in on. Go for it, Jay.
Oh, I remember I did a video on it. I was just like, how do I articulate that I broke, staying in our home to go buy these fucking figures, and then now I'm going to review them on my channel.
Jay, the first time I ever saw your channel, I was so mad at you, and I didn't even know you.
It's true.
I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Because you were the first person. You got the
regular
kids.
Yeah, the
Focus Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
and you were a couple. I don't know if you got them off of eBay or Mercari or whatever, but I know you you definitely overpaid for them.
Oh yeah, I paid like $250 for them or something like that.
That was working, Jay.
That was working, Jay. That ain't currently unworking, Jay.
$250 for little old Winston here.
It
Come
was
on now.
4 figures.
All
4
right.
figures.
But I
Come
mean,
on, you could get ecto glows for that price. What are you thinking?
listen, I was like, who is this guy? Why is he doing Ghostbuster stuff? Then I was like, why does it look so good? Why is the editing so good? But I was like, good editing's honestly stupid if you think about it.
Oh, yeah,
just kidding.
No, you do not understand,
really.
Jay. Everything he's saying is 100% real.
I was like, yeah, if you want to have like a polished video and be like, oh, I like collect toys, I have this like great YouTube channel, I do like a Ghostbuster. If you want to go down that road, like fine, but like be my guest.
Craig was just okay. It was more like, why is this guy like creeping up on my turf?
No,
I'm
honestly,
the Ghostbusters collector guy.
The funniest was like the day Geek when I saw your channel pop up watching Toy Anxiety, and immediately I was like, I love this guy. He's great. You know how I am.
Yeah.
I literally have a picture with Michael French on my phone. I'm like, peace, what's up, dude? Like, I love everybody at the bottom of end of the day. But anyways, I'm all in on Keaton. I'm getting a hot toy. I'm all in on Ezra Miller. I like them all. No, I can't. I can't. There was a video on TMZ of Ezra Miller signing autographs and taking photos with fans. So, which is quite an upgrade.
Hulk Hogan does it too.
You know, he normally kidnaps his fans and stuff though. So we're making progress. It's just photos and autographs.
Yeah, and
Ezra Miller is problematic. Let's put it out.
He is, but at the same time, they did make that statement of he's getting help and he's going to rehab and all that stuff. So, like I've said many of times on this show,
did their corporate lawyer mandated thing.
Yes, I know, right? It sounded so
just
corporate.
like, hi, I'm Ezra Miller, star of the upcoming movie, The Flash.
Yeah, it's. I hope all his victims are on a road to recovery, and I hope they're all doing well. I hope he gets recovered as well. You know, just what all that bad shit that's happened. I hope everyone's doing okay.
It's an issue.
Getting all the help they need. So.
To me, and this I almost said I don't want to get off topic, but this is a DC show, so it's 100%.
Yeah, we can go. Yeah, get into it.
To me, The Flash, as far as like movie storylines this year, if I was going to do a YouTube video of the top 5 most interesting pop culture movie storylines, which maybe I will, just gonna test shop it here.
Everyone, make sure you like and subscribe to Yes Have Some Podcast.
I mean, I think the fifth and final Indy obviously is on there. Harrison Ford. There's a lot of interesting things happening. But I think the question marks around The Flash, will it be successful? What is it going to amount to? Is this the end of the DCEU as we know it, or the beginning of a new version, or somewhere in between? I mean, all I know is James Gunn is going to still make Peacemaker, and that has Amanda Waller and all sorts of characters in the, so is it going to be like a true Flash? Is the end of that movie going to be like all bets are off, we're combining universes, we're starting fresh? I don't know. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I know we're going to do a big, I know Craig and I are going to try and do a big crossover thing for when the Flash trailer drops.
Oh yeah. Super Bowl night.
Yeah. Jay, you're more than welcome to join us as well.
Wait, when is the Super Bowl? I have no idea.
Super Bowl?
Couple mid-February, early February.
Well, you know that Toy Anxiety is the #1 sports podcast.
Yeah, right, we even my sports news from YHS. Toy Anxiety.
We even know when the Super Bowl is, so it's kind of a big deal. Whatever it is, I'm sure there'll be a bunch of trailers that night. Hopefully, there's not a new Cloverfield movie. Remember that year? That was insane. It's like, what? I gotta watch a new Cloverfield tonight? I was like, it's good if they're not releasing it in theaters and surprise putting it on Netflix tonight with no notice. It's going to be good. I'm excited. Like, I'm excited about The Flash. Like, I'm excited about Michael Keaton. I want to see if he can pull it off. I have a feeling he will. Like,
I think so too. Just like the pictures and images I've seen looks good. I like the way this.
Just his own excitement that he's shown, right?
Exactly. Like he's into it.
It's also Michael Keaton. Like, when is he not great? He's literally great in everything. I just watched Dope Sick. Severely depressing, but so good.
Right. I haven't watched it yet for that reason.
He's so good. And it's Michael Keaton playing Batman. It's not like he's doing long monologues. It's just a lot of like
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Just a lot of that, whatever that is.
Keatonisms.
Yeah, Keatonisms.
Right, dude. I'm with you though too. Like, there's this weird clash, this internal clash that's happening with the Flash movie, where I'm just like, I do not want to see and support this movie.
Yeah,
but then it's like that.
And then you get excited because it's like Keaton's back.
Yeah. How do you think Keaton feels? Just like, I waited 40 years,
right,
to come back
for Batgirl to get shelved.
For Batgirl to get shelved, and then the one thing I'll get releases with this, chucklehead.
I think it's a really tough and horrible world, and we all should have moral lines that we draw.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have an iPhone, if you wear Nikes, if you shop at Walmart, we're all part of the problem. So let's just keep this train going. Like,
oh, that's some justification.
Yeah, sure. I'll take 2 tickets to the Ezra Miller show.
Yeah,
bring it on. Cool.
He's already paid anyways.
Right. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, end of the day, he's already made his money. So, but it's, again, too, like, I think, what was it? I think even Jay, you were saying, like, when the X-Wing, or not the X-Wing, the Batwing came out.
Yeah. X-Wing. Cool.
X-Wing. Yeah, I like Star Wars too. I don't know if anyone knows. But when the Batwing, they showed the Spin Masters.
Yes.
Not Batwing, which, by the way, looks great.
It does.
And it comes with the Flash, and it comes with Batman, and already, like, my first thought, I was like, well, that Flash figure can just gone. And then you guys said the same thing on Toy Geeks, I think. It was like, yeah.
I think you even said, it's like, I think the beginning of my video will be just taking the Flash figure and going like, trash.
Yeah.
Check. Flashpoint.
Yeah. But I am curious, and I'm excited to see what James going to announce this month.
And then Jay wins an Oscar for best moment with the Flash.
I mean, I just want a Jeffrey. That's all I want.
Oh, don't remind me. It's so much work. We haven't even started yet, but it's gonna be so much work.
Wait, when do the Jeffries happen? Who gives a crap about the Super Bowl? When are the Jeffries at? What's the date again?
It's, I think, February 16th is what we're aiming for, something like that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Ryan, I'm with you, man. I don't collect any of that Jazz Masters. That's not what it's called. Spin Masters. That's a guitar.
I like that.
Great guitar.
That's a great guitar. I don't collect any of that stuff, but if I see Michael Keaton figures in a local Target, I'm buying them. It's just going to happen.
Yeah, 100%.
It was the same with Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's like, it's 2021. If I see a Bill Murray, Peter Venkman figure, I don't care who he looks like. If it says Venkman, I'm buying it. It's just happening.
That's how I was too. Like, the moment I saw Lucky, I think it was Lucky, and keep wanting to call him just Finn. But
Trevor.
Right. Trevor. Like, I saw those two first, and I was just like, these are just coming home with me. Because it was so exciting to see that kind of new stuff. And I have again, like, for all three of us, Ghostbusters is pretty high up there. And Batman is just right up there with it for me. And I know it is definitely for Craig. So it's going to be, this is exciting. Like, I mean, it's to me, getting a new Keaton figure with a new costume, right? Like, that still looks similar. To me, it's super exciting. And do you remember, like, the rumors that were happening last year with, like, Pfeiffer films stuff for the Flash, because they were filming the Flash in London the same time she was filming Ant-Man in London.
I could see that happening. I mean, we also know Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill shot cameos for it. So who knows if those are going to make the final cut. The thing I'm most excited about from a storyline, it's the same thing with Ghostbusters Afterlife, is I hope they can fill in some of those gaps. Like, what has been going on with Michael Keaton's version of Batman for the last 40 years? Like, are they going to reference other, villains? Is he going to reference a Robin? I think.
How would you want? Okay, I got a question for you guys. How I'm going to give this one to Jay first.
Is it Marlon Wayans? Was the cast as
Yeah, it was Marlon Wayans.
Like, is Marlon Wayans going to be as, like, Nightwing or something?
Yeah, so that's why I'm going to take this question to you first. What are you hoping to see if they acknowledge a Robin? What would you want to see?
Well, if time has passed, right? It's either if they're doing the Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Returns.
Thank you. Good Lord, Dark. It's literally right there. But if they're doing that line, if he gets killed or whatever, so like that. But I would much rather it be like Marlon Wayans is like Nightwing. Like just have it all. Billy D. Williams is still alive. Like have him be Two-Face. Like just go for it. And like have Selena Kyle, Michelle Pfeiffer as Selena Kyle be his like wife or something. I don't know. Like just
there's just so much you can do. I mean, it's such a and unfortunately, we're gonna get little pieces, and maybe they'll fill in backstory with comics or other media, but I'm not sure. And this is what I truly feel: the new leadership at DC, James Gunn and Peter Safran, I do not think looking backwards is their thing. It's not going to be nostalgia. It's going to be looking at the whatever it is, 75, 80 years of 90 years of DC lore and figuring out how to move forward in a meaningful and creative way. They're not, there's going to be some fan service, but that's all. It's not fan service like that. We're at the tail end of that part of pop culture history, right?
Yes,
like
correct. Yep. No, I'm with you. Yep.
And I think that it's if they were going to do a solo Keaton movie and we're not going to get it now, that's a bummer. But going forward, like Michael Keaton's what, 62 years old? Like
he's like 70.
We need a new.
Yeah.
I want to see the Bat family in proper film form. And if the Matt Reeves Batman just is its own standalone universe, that's awesome. And if in 10 years they do the big Crisis on Infinite Earths and we have, 6 Batman, whatever, like cool, great. I'm sure
How sweet would that be?
It would be sweet. But I think the number one thing, this is what I think, this is my prediction, because James Gunn said it's coming this month. This month has 12 days left. So I want to know who's directing Superman, because I think it might be James Gunn. We know he's writing.
He said no casting announcements.
No casting announcements. I think they're going to announce Superman and we're going to have a director attached. I think it's going to be James Gunn, but I also think it could be Andy Muschietti if the Flash is as good as the rumors are.
Okay.
I want to know what other projects they're going to be launching with. Right? Like, are they going to do a Batman movie in that universe? I still think Batman is such an important character and needs to have standalone movies within the new universe. They're mapping out a 10-year plan. Look how much Marvel did in 10 years. They can do a lot. So I'm just excited.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited too. Obviously, I started a channel for it. But it's I was, when they first said he was going to do announcements, I'm not going to lie, I was a little stoked. I was like, I hope we get the first casting announcement.
Right.
But I don't, I think anything like that, they are going to absolutely wait until Comic-Con. There's going to be a big Hall H moment this year.
Yeah.
I think we all need to be there.
I'll be there.
We have to, we're going to have to go.
Craig, you're going.
But I'm,
for sure. I mean, we got to be there. Listen, you don't understand how much I want the DC universe to be better than the Marvel universe. I never cared about Marvel. Like, they made me care. Iron Man's one of my favorite movies ever. I remember going into Iron Man 2008, buying a ticket, being like, this is going to suck. I just have to hate watch this.
Same year as The Dark Knight, right? That's kind of
yeah, exactly. And then I saw that and I was like, ooh, that was pretty good. Pretty good. But then I saw Dark Light. Then I saw Dark Light. No, I mean, I love the Dark Knight trilogy. Is one of my favorite all-time trilogies. I mean, I love Christian Bale's performance as Batman. I think those movies they're not like, if you watch Dark Knight, it's so interesting because it's not a dark and brooding movie. It's a crime thriller. It's like watching Heat. Like it's just awesome. And I love that trilogy. And I was one of the people that was really when Man of Steel came out, I was convinced. I was like, you cannot convince me that there will not be a post-credit scene with Christian Bale and they're going to build out this DC universe. And you know what?
Yep.
They probably would have been better off for it.
Yeah.
Right? Because it would have just been better because they made such a big deal about Batman versus Superman. And I remember at the time I was like, it's not earned. Yes, everybody's always wanted to see a Batman versus Superman movie, but we need to get to know this Batman first. You can't just be like, oh, it's kind of like Dark Knight Returns, and like it's like an older beaten up Batman, and like, you know, you're gonna see Robin's costume because he died and the Joker killed. It's like, yeah, show me. Don't tell me. You make movies. Do it. Don't tell me about it.
Listen, he had to spend the whole opening credits for this 20-minute slow-mo of the pearls being shot off the gun, and as it like shot, it broke the pearls or whatever. I was just like, do we need this again? Do we really like really do a Snyder
reliving the Snyderverse, which is being sold to Netflix, I hear.
Yeah. Hang on, give me 1 second here.
No, you're good.
Since Craig brought it up.
There he is.
There he is.
Christian Pale. I just made that up. I'm really excited about it.
How do we feel about this?
Give me.
We didn't get to talk about this, Craig. I know Jay, you got to, but we can you can remind us how you feel.
We're the number one DC toy podcast. To be honest, I didn't notice the wonky eye thing. I just thought maybe it was just like the way the picture was taken, but everyone made a mention of it in the chat. But I think it looks really good. Like, you know, I love that design. I love that bat suit.
Yeah, I was kind of worried too about the eye when I first saw it, because I was like, it's like Todd just couldn't quite let go of the side eye just yet. So he left one in there. This is another figure too where I really wish his cape was fabric.
Yeah,
like soft goods.
Right. You scroll down, the little flaring out looks like crap. So I hope maybe this is like a test shot or something.
Right.
Like that.
Not everything.
Let's see if I can to scroll down. I don't know if it's scrolling down or not.
It's not.
It's not.
Okay.
Do you not have a mouse? Do you not have the?
Oh, I don't have like the proper. No. I'm still learning my setup here, guys.
Okay, sorry.
This is all new. My apologies.
No, you're good. I personally, I'm excited that McFarlane is doing the Batman, you know, Nolan verse, right? We know that he's doing Two-Face Joker, Batman, whatever, a couple more. I think that's great, and here's why. Are these going to be the greatest Nolan figures made? No, I mean, there's Hot Toys.
Well, did you see the other ones? Oh yeah, well,
There's Hot Toys, and then I used to collect the Mattel Dark Knight Rises and Dark Knight Waves. Those are pretty good for 6-inch action figures in that time period. But being able to, you know, that we're getting Keaton figures, and maybe he'll do Batman Forever and Batman Returns. So like, to build out an action figure universe all in the same scale of different Batman movies, to me is great. I need to rebuy the Robert Pattinson Batman because I had it, and then I got rid of those figures, but now I need Pattinson back. It's a good figure.
I ordered the Hot Toys one in the motorcycle, or pre-ordered it, and I was like, that's good enough for me. But then I'm just like, I sold all my Dark Knight Hot Toys, so I was like, damn it.
No, I have Selena Kyle coming this month.
I had Selena, Bats, the good Joker. Was it the Joker 2.0? I sold that to John.
Well, I'll tell you what.
No.
And this is, I've been waiting to come to Gotham City tonight to say this. Even though I've said it to anybody who would listen like every day of my life. Anne Hathaway's portrayal of Catwoman rules. And I love her, and I love that movie. And I think her, even though that movie's not perfect, I know it's not perfect, it's got issues. I think she has a really wonderful, understated kind of performance as Catwoman. I really like her. Like, you can't compare it to Pfeiffer, because Pfeiffer's wearing like black latex and literally acting like a cat. Like, it's insane. It's awesome. It's just a different performance. I thought that Yeah. Yeah, I think this figure looks. The cape does. That cape sucks.
That can't be the final cape, right? That cape looks bad.
No,
because
and I feel like it needs to be the soft goods because it's got that crushed velvet.
yeah, and it lays very flat. It doesn't flare out like that ever.
No,
Right.
I don't know what that's doing.
Let me just finish that last thought. Zoe
Okay,
Kravitz
yes.
was also great as Catwoman. Okay, I got it.
Actually, all Catwomen are great.
Mhm.
And but Anne Hathaway, I loved Anne Hathaway's The Cat. And that Hot Toy is great. And yeah, I remember just watching that trailer 10,000 times, and it had her whole line of just like, what was that line? Just like, leaving nothing for the rest of us.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
Had
like,
it
oh,
so
it's so
good
cool.
for
Oh my
so
God,
long.
I can't wait for this movie.
She's like a socialist. I love her.
Whoa, wait a sec. Gotham Stalker. No, Halle Berry was not great.
Oh,
No.
fair. I'm talking about like actual. I don't count.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
about real Catwoman.
Yeah, and if McFarlane wants to make like Catwoman figures from the Catwoman movie, like I'll buy them, but like I'm not gonna enjoy.
If he
myself.
makes a Halle Berry Catwoman, I'm gonna get it just out of the sake that he made it.
Because you're a Catwoman completist.
Well, the fact that he just made a female action figure tells me
Yeah,
that I need to buy it.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, dude, Batman's just cool. Batman's just a cool character. I didn't even earlier when you were asking about the like what would be the ideal Robin situation.
Mhm.
I think, God, who's the best Robin? Like, I think just in general, so much time has passed. Dick Grayson has to be Nightwing at this point. Like, nobody wants a Dick Grayson Robin. That's like, oh God.
Oh well, depend. I would for Battinson.
For Battinson, sure, because if you're starting fresh, but I think I don't know, maybe Marlon.
What if he has a son? What if we get a Damian Wayne?
Oh wait, Damon Wayans
Damon Wayans
and Marlon Wayans. I want all the Wayans brothers to be in the new Batman. That's ideal for me. Yeah, I don't know. There's just so much they can do.
I love this. The best Robin is Tommy from Third Rock.
Oh my God.
Okay, God damn it. See,
does he count as a Robin?
Officer John Blake.
Yeah,
Listen,
there it is.
I would
Did you
imagine
groan in the theater, or were you like, oh, okay, whatever?
Well,
I groaned. I almost walked
When
out.
she was the tag's like, oh, Robin.
Yeah, I was.
Why don't
so
you go
mad.
by your real name, Robin? Wing. Da, da, da,
Yeah.
da, da,
I
da.
was like, "Oh, you're treating me like an idiot." This is great. Thanks.
Why didn't they just? Okay, I get that this is. I'm sure Christopher Nolan, like, if he had like a one redo
Do over.
I like that character, and I like
Hey.
the idea of him being like an orphan who became a cop.
Yeah.
Why not? When she says that, what's your real name? Just give him one of the other Robin's real names, Richard Grayson. Right? Oh, that's way cooler than Robin. It's just
it was funny. It's like, should have kept your real name, Todd, Jason Todd.
Jason
and then
Todd.
And just watch people lose their mind. It was Jason Todd the whole time.
Did Jason Todd become Red Hood?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was one that got his ass kicked by the Joker and then blowing up with his own mother in a warehouse.
Yeah, and
So
the comics were going
voted to kill him.
Yeah, the comics were going so well that they let the fans vote, like the Jeffries.
Did you hear about did you ever hear the history about that?
Oh, dude, I read it every night.
Where people had like bots phoning the hotline to vote him to die. Like,
hi,
this
is Officer John Blake of Gotham City Police Department. I would like to vote for Jason Todd to die, please. 1-900 Will Robin live?
Yeah,
dude, that's cool.
Imagine spending like $1 like every 5 minutes just so you could vote die.
Could you imagine trying to adapt? Could you imagine doing a Batman vs Superman movie for the first time ever, while also trying to put Wonder Woman in there, while also trying to adapt Death of Superman?
Oh, while also trying to adapt Batman Year One and The Dark Knight Returns at the same time, which are two totally different parts of the man's life.
Could you imagine that?
Could you imagine?
The only thing I remember from that movie is Wonder Woman's like guitar solo song. It's really cool.
It was so cool. It was.
Unfortunately for Gal, she probably won't be back as Wonder Woman, but she gave it her all.
Do you want to see my impression of Batman when we see the Trinity together on the big screen for the first time?
Yeah.
Holding his gun, and I remember working on it and flagging that and being like, we're gonna take the gun out, right?
I 100% forgot that I was just roasting like your literal career.
No, it's fine, dude. I do it all the time. And
well, you are known for Morbius.
Dude, I am known for Angry Birds too. Like, let's just not forget that. And I remember flagging it and just being like, well, we can't have that. And they're just like, well, why can't we have? It's like, he's holding a gun. You can't have the Trinity show up together and the guy's whole gimmick is no guns because his parents were shot and killed in front of him, and then have him be holding a gun. They're like, well, it's not a gun, it's a kryptonite grenade launcher.
Obviously.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Why does it have to look like he's in freaking Call of Duty? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, I love that part. It was cool because remember at first it was just Superman and Wonder Woman, and then Batman respawned in the right spot.
Yeah, the guy didn't press continue, whoever was playing Superman.
I want to like those movies so much, and it's just so
because they're so well casted.
Yeah,
it's like they bake a beautiful, perfect cake and then use baking soda instead of sugar.
I love Ben Affleck. Like that run he went on, the Gone Girl, Argo, whatever, Gone Baby Gone. Like I love Ben Affleck.
Yes,
I'm an Affleck apologist. He's kind of a
but
tragic
Affleck's
figure,
not gone. Like James Gunn has said, he's been having meetings with Affleck, and if
why Affleck and then not Cavill? Why not have Cavill do like old man Superman and have the young Superman too?
I think Affleck is not starring in anything. I think he's writing, directing.
I think Henry Cavill comes with a lot. Not his fault at all, but he's like synonymous with Snyder Cut baggage, and I think that like they just have, because Batman has been done very well on screen. Maybe not perfect. Maybe it's impossible.
It's pretty bad.
Wonder Woman 84 was somehow made the pandemic worse.
Like we're already stuck at home for Christmas. Don't get to see my family. The only thing I had was Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Let me give some love to Pedro Pascal, who still showed up and still put a damn performance in it.
You know what? Keeping in with that trend, Birds of Prey is one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever seen. Ewan McGregor was pretty good in it. So
I haven't seen that one.
Get Star Wars actors to be your villains in shitty DC movies, and at least we'll have something to talk about. Also,
I think Margot Robbie needs, I'm so glad James Gunn got to direct Margot Robbie just once as Harley Quinn, because she was so good in the Suicide Squad. I was like, man, this is it. This is what she was born to do.
Well, the first one, her name was Hardly Quinn.
Hold on, I got you. Here we go.
I'm on fire. I don't know, man. I think James Gunn just doesn't want the least amount of shit that he can take. Like, they haven't nailed Superman yet. They haven't done a modern perfect Superman movie. Brandon Routh was perfectly fine and adequate, but
I love
20 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't think Kevin Spacey's coming back. So
why not?
What happened?
He just got honored in Italy for like a lifetime achievement award.
Yeah, House of Cards.
Maybe he'll play Jay Garrick Flash.
Hey, I'm glad TV's gotten so good, because remember that period of time where people were like, well, House of Cards is like a real game changer. Like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. First of all, he sounds insane. I've been to South Carolina.
You tell me that I can't even do the damn accent.
Yeah, why does he talk like the damn chicken from the cartoon?
the chicken that I could buy a $500 print from the Warner Brothers store back in 1993.
No, what I said was,
why is he talking like that chicken? Also,
I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna make out with my Secret Service agent, and I'm gonna call this art.
Anyways, whoever did the color grading on House of Cards is just wonderful. Okay, listen,
Yes.
I
All right.
am excited about whatever James Gunn does, and even though I liked the second Suicide Squad. I liked it a lot. I mean, it's like you can't even compare it to the first one. Like they made me like Flag, and I was like in the first movie, I was like, this guy's the worst character in movie history. But I thought Peacemaker's Peacemaker's the best of
Peacemaker's so
of
good.
DCEU. So
Agreed. Yep.
And that's where it's like that's I know people are pissed about the whole Henry Cavill thing, but it's like the things that James Gunn has done with DC have been like some of the most exciting and best stuff. Like, and he's not spending so much time on the Trinity. It's just like he knows all the weird ass like deep cut DC stuff that
we got Polka Dot Man.
Yes,
right. Like, here's the other thing that's funny too. Like, I can't help it just because it comes up with the people I follow, so you see what other people are responding to on Twitter, and you see their likes and whatever.
Yeah.
And I know the one big thing that the Snyderverse people always try to like throw at us is like they show us this generic CG cave troll that we called Doomsday, and then they go, "We had this, but James Gunn gave us this," and they always show Starro, and I'm like, yeah,
cool.
Starro's amazing, and we got Starro in a movie.
Yes.
If you actually read comics, you'd know how special this is.
Flash is not wrong. Just putting that out there.
She is a very attractive woman.
Yeah,
and funny.
She's funny, and if you go on, never mind. Anyways, she's in one of those straight to DVD American Pie movies. That's all I'll say.
Oh, okay.
So. Have fun, kids.
Thanks,
James Gunn.
Craig.
James Gunn teased today.
You got a timestamp, Craig?
It's not my channel. Fuck it. I can't get fired from.
No, you can't get fired from Gotham City today. But it's
I can't get fired from Gotham City today. Listen. James Gunn today said that he will. Somebody asked him about, his Guardians cast, and he was talking about how close he is with. Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana and all them. He said, I'm probably going to work with all of them again, probably at my other job. And all of a sudden I saw all these Chris Pratt, Hal Jordan rumors popping up.
Well, Chris Pratt's going to play Batman.
Oh my God. That would be, if Chris Pratt played Batman, I would literally steal something from the store tomorrow. Whatever you guys tell me to. I will just start.
Whatever. Just to steal something like some chapstick. Actually, this is actually a pretty good shout out from Ian TNR.
Yeah,
Pratt is Booster Gold. You know what? Or Pratt is even Blue Beetle, the original Blue Beetle.
Well,
they already got a Blue Beetle.
Oh, sorry. I guess it would technically be the second Blue Beetle.
Yeah. Ted.
Another Beetle?
Ted. Yeah.
McCartney.
There's
Lennon.
Yeah. There's a few.
The Charlton comics they're both Charlton comics, right? The first two, and then.
Right. See, even Derek Hoover's on board. Oh shit! Chris Pratt as Hal Jordan would be sweet. Yeah, I know. You know what? I don't give a crap. Well, I don't even know what whole Chris Pratt's deal is on his personal life, so I shouldn't say I don't give a crap. I just don't know.
I think it's all made up. Like, I honestly think Chris Pratt might be like a very decent human being, but people get all like, he's a little preachy and stuff, but whatever. Like, I don't know.
I think it's more like the church he goes to, so people hate that.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can't be judged by the church you go to. I mean, I go to the Church of Scientology, but you can't judge me for it.
Well,
I was once upon a time a practicing Catholic, and that's probably they've got a long list of shit they've done.
Yeah, at one time I was a practicing baseball player.
Tell me a church that doesn't have a little bit of dirt under their rug.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it just
the first church of Gotham. Hey, you know what I'm excited about? The Penguin.
That's it. Ted Cord is Beetle 2.
Ted Cord, yeah.
The Penguin show. That's going to be the bridge between Batman and Batman 2. I'm excited about that because I thought, that Abby, when we saw the Batman, I was like, man, Colin Farrell was great. She was like, yeah. Wait, was he? Well, who was he? And I was like, the Penguin. She goes, no. And I was like, hey, you knew that, but yeah, isn't that like he totally disappeared into that role? I thought it was fantastic.
I think he enjoyed it. I think he liked having like his beautiful face covered up so he could just be this dude. And he just
hammed it up to the perfect level.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Where he's just like, Loretta, come on, world's greatest detective.
See, the thing I love about
Come
this
on,
is
what
why
are you doing here?
this is what's always been so appealing about the Batman world and Gotham City in general is the hierarchy of crime families and how that relates to this incredible rogues gallery and how it all ties back to like Batman and his fucking weird psyche, like and the fact that Batman like scoops up, like you will hear people be like, I don't want Robin in a Batman movie. I'm like, why? It's like essential to the character. Like, and I don't even know that much about it. I don't even read the comics, but I know like you got to have Batman and Robin and Batgirl, and then she gets shot, and it's sad and it's pretty fucked up. But then Oracle's like really cool, but also kind of like a product of her time because she's like, I'm logged into the net. Like Oracle's kind of like, I wanted modern Oracle's just like doing TikTok dances. Well, maybe, maybe not actually.
Yeah, let me Google that for you.
Yeah. He's like, Oracle. He's like, I'm perched up at Gotham Tower. Oracle, come in. Yeah. How do I get to Arkham? All right, hold on. Let me get on Google Maps real quick.
No, she just prints it out for him. It comes out of his gauntlet. It's just like
this is MapQuest.
MapQuest.
Shit's so funny.
But
like no one tells Batman like he could probably do this on his own.
Yeah.
Like she's totally gaslighting him. You need me. I'm Oracle. You totally need me, Batman.
It's funny what you're saying, Craig, about early when you were saying like people who don't want a Robin. There's no one in our generation or even my parents' generation that don't know Batman without a Robin.
Right.
Right. And here's the other thing people might not know either is that Robin debuted in less than a year after Batman debuted.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And a lot of people kind of forget that too. It's just kind of like 1 year is Batman's 75th anniversary and they're doing Robin the next year.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, people kind of forget it was like 9 issues and they introduced Robin. Like they did not waste any time. No. So it's but again, you're talking to like the 2 biggest probably Robin fans.
Yeah.
I've always loved Nightwing's great, and like give me a Bloodhaven movie. Like give me a cool who are we fan casting as Nightwing?
They mentioned Bloodhaven because that's where Catwoman's going to.
Well, that's another thing is how far will Matt Reeves build out that world?
I think he's like 3 and done, right? Isn't it like his trilogy and he's out?
Well, I got a feeling we're going to get this because we're getting the Arkham series, we're getting a Penguin series.
True.
Then we're getting the Batman 2. Yeah. And then I have another feeling we're going to get another 2 series between 2 and 3.
Okay. Well,
so that you could do a lot with,
I'm excited about the Arkham movie. I my only criticism, I'm not into that Joker.
Why not?
You're welcome, Lucha Johnny. ICQ and MapQuest the same night.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that Joker, to me, that felt very inspired by like modern day Joker. And it also just felt like it jumped out of like the Gotham TV show or something. Like I feel like Joker I feel like I like Joker when he's a little older. I don't know if I like I know he's about, shouldn't Joker be a little bit older than Batman? They shouldn't be like the same age. I guess it just depends. There's so many interpretations, but
I think we should bring him pregnant Joker.
Pregnant Joker.
Yeah, that's from the recent comic, the man who stopped laughing, and it's Joker is pregnant. I'm not kidding.
Oh, good.
This is the thing.
No wonder McFarlane keeps doing it.
Oh, trust me, McFarlane will make a pregnant Joker before he makes a Wonder Woman. So,
dude, there's gonna be there's gonna be a new box set. It's Comic-Con exclusive. McFarlane Joker gender reveal party. He's got.
It's gonna be from Spin Masters. It'll actually come with balloons.
Imagine that. No, it's got 8 victims tied up to bombs.
Oh shit!
Oh, and dude, this is dark. Okay, keep going.
It's the Joker.
Keep going. I want to hear it.
And each bomb has a different color associated with the new gender, and he's like, then he goes on YouTube, and it's like Ultimate Joker, Ultimate Joker.
Do it. I want to hear it.
Well, would he be on YouTube or would he be on whatever that weird 4chan thing that the Riddler was on?
Oh yeah, he'd be on the Riddler's like news board or whatever.
Yes.
He had like,
He's
tw-
got
like
500 followers.
I was like, what camera is he using? It looks pretty good.
I
I love
want to
that.
know what phone he had strapped to the dude's chest or
Yeah.
face, because the battery never died and it just kept ringing. I want to know what phone that is,
Yeah,
because
it's true. It's a good
sign
point.
me up to that.
Oh, Batman, welcome to my gender reveal party.
There it is.
Oh, will it be a boy, a girl, or if we're really lucky, the death of the bats?
What has happened? But I love it. I
Just
love
having
it.
fun. So, just having fun.
Uh,
Oh,
I love it. Hang on, I'm just finding a
that's good.
quote here to end off the show, because I don't know if you guys realize this. We've already gone over an hour.
Yeah, we're at an hour 20. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed
I
it.
promised Jay that we would have a tight hour so he can get some sleep.
I'm half awake, but I'm still here loving it.
If you guys want to keep going,
Can I just say, no, I should get to bed because my kids wake up early. But I did want to say, John can't make it this Sunday for Toy Geeks. So Dole has said that part of the me showing up was a trade. So he's going to be on. We're doing a Toy Geeks International this Sunday.
we're going to talk superpowers.
Hey, Craig, if you want to be there too, you can join us as well.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, maybe. I feel like it's like we're I'm a full-time streamer at this point.
Yeah. You know what? We should try to get Toy Otter on.
I bet you could.
Because we have yet to talk about we haven't talked to him since Longbox Heroes. I'm going to do a plug for Longbox Heroes on here tonight. We haven't. It got fully funded, so the Rocketeer figures, all of that, they're all funded. But we haven't got to talk to him since. They did get funded, so it'd be cool to get an update, and as well as maybe we get to find out what's next in the pipeline, because he said that probably won't be it. There will be more.
Ooh.
So maybe we can get some sweet scoops. And he's been wanting to, and him and I messaged each other a couple times before Christmas, and he was like talking about wanting to come back on. So maybe we should arrange.
I felt bad. He was in the chat on our Motu's dying stream, and he had some comments and I missed them, but they were there.
Yeah, it's sad about Motu Origins dying the same week that they're selling out exclusives on Mattel Creations. I can't believe it.
That guy, Scott Nardwar, man. What is his deal? But to sign off, we're just gonna get ready to go here. I do want to just bring up this one last quote that was from Mark Hamill today.
Oh.
People were asking him about whether or not he'd be returning as the Joker, and he had this to say. I don't know, but I feel like I should give this to Craig to read as the Joker.
Well, somebody said my Joker sounded more like Harvey Fierstein, which is hilarious.
Well, that's still just as good to me.
He's amazing.
They would call and say they want you to do the Joker, and my question was, is Kevin Batman? If they said yes, I would say I'm in. Yet we were like partners. We were like Laurel and Hardy. Without Kevin there doesn't seem to be a Batman for me. That's from Mark Hamill. So that is it. But you know what? I'm actually cool with this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think they were the perfect match.
Sure.
And the perfect blend. And I think it would be, I know that Kevin Conroy has done other Batman roles without Hamill doing the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
But he's right. He hasn't done the Joker. I think he's done. No, because Hamill was still on. I'm thinking of that latest Justice League cartoon that came out in 2018.
I got one he did without the Batman. He was on Scooby-Doo, and he portrayed Joker, and there was no Batman there.
Hey, the 60s Scooby-Doo meet Batman and Robin's amazing, and I haven't seen it in like 30 years, and I just remembered it existed. I'm gonna watch it before bed tonight. Where do I get it? Internet?
It's my oldest son has been obsessed with Scooby-Doo, and they're like all on HBO Max. There's like,
is he watching Velma?
WWE one. They have like a WWE talent.
Yeah.
Well, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and I love talking about Batman. And it's a combo. It's like a kaiju. No,
It's
this was fun. It was impromptu. Great discussion. Love a little mixture of toy talk and Batman talk, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting us, Dole.
No, thank you for being here. Thank you everyone who was hanging out and watching with us tonight. If you liked what you saw, the conversations are a lot like this, even without these two. We're always talking.
I'm sure they're
Lexi and I
actually
are-
much better. You guys know so much. Not at least with me. Jay,
It only goes up from here, so definitely subscribe and hit the bell.
with you and Lexi talking about DC, I feel like I'm listening to like Albert Einstein talking about fucking, I don't know, math, science, whatever he did. Quadratic formula. Negative B
But
plus
now that
minus
you
squared.
said that, I do want to point out, if anyone's here from like Toy Geeks or from Toy Anxiety and you're checking in, you like the toy talk, there is a episode that we did with Carlos from the Nerd Room. Big Batman fan. Lexi hops in late. This is during Christmas break. She discovers that children's line of Batman toys, the Imagine X Batman line and DC toys. You get to watch her in real time discover these toys. She didn't even know they existed. And watch her geek out and lose her mind over the fact they made a Crime Alley playset for toddlers. Right? Like
pretty awesome.
Right? And she's also a new mother. Like her son just turned 1.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who also don't know, she named her son Damien after Robin.
Damon Wayans. Oh.
Right? After Damon Wayans. And yeah, so it's just like it's a really fun episode to watch. So do check that out. And we're starting to get people replying to us too. We're gonna get some comic book interviews from comic book professionals, that kind of stuff as well. So
well, you guys are in on the ground floor, man. This is
Yeah.
this is gonna be. I love this. This is.
You're gonna be able to say like, I was here.
I was there.
I was there when they built the foundation.
Yeah. And yeah,
And then you can gatekeep as hard as Dole does.
Oh my god, this guy with his
speaking of gatekeepers, what is John Yerkeva and who is he referring to of who's being here? John, that's the most gatekeeperish comment you've ever left in your life.
What is he doing
also,
here?
check out his Godzilla comic book covers.
Yeah.
So check those out. John's been doing a lot of great work with IDW Comics. So
I want John to do some Batman covers. I bet he'd like to do those as well.
He should do some Batman covers. Our friend Dan Schoening, who is doing the Ghostbusters comics for IDW, he's doing covers for Batman. He's doing covers for World Finest now. How cool is that?
It's amazing.
So
surround yourself with talented people, and you'll fly. Surround yourself with losers, and you'll.
If I surround myself with talented people, they'll carry me to the top.
Was Corey gonna say you can see them Tuesdays at 9:30? Whatever.
No, I had something like sometimes I will straight up like I don't even know like who loads the fucking gun, but I'm like, where's this coming from? I like push it back. I didn't say when we sign off, I'll tell you guys what I was gonna say.
And with that said, we're gonna sign off. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Craig. You're both welcome here anytime. If something comes up and you're like, let's talk Batman. I'd love to do a dual stream again at some point as well, especially when James Gunn drops his goods and when the Flash trailer drops. So don't even just subscribe to me. If you're only subscribed to Gotham City Tonight, go check out Geek Dad Life. That is all linked into the profile as well. Same with Toy Anxiety. Yes, have some. Even our friend Jacob Walsh, who's part of Toy Anxiety and Yes, Have Some, his Monster Island is also linked in the profile as well.
It's too much.
It's a lot of plugs, but I love you all. So thank you all for being here.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great night, Gotham.
Bye.
Bye.